Hey everyone, it's Monday, November 23, 2020, and it's time for another Young and Restless episode recap. I'm your host, Keisha Chantal. Before we start throwing shade, let's handle some business. If you don't already subscribe, go ahead and click the link below, and then make sure you turn on your notification bell so that when I upload new episodes, you'll be the first to know. Okay, grab your coffee cups, because our first stop is Crimson Lights. So, as we remember, last week, Chelsea got to Adam's penthouse of torture and wanted to reconcile the crazy woman, only to find that Adam wasn't there. And the first thing she thinks of is, well, whatever happened to Adam, it must have something to do with Sharon.
Victor and I have had Adam placed in a facility where he can get the help and the real support that he so desperately needs.
Do you mean like a mental hospital?
Chelsea freaks out. Oh my God, you threw my garbage away without consulting me. How could you? How could you do this, Sharon? This is betrayal.
Oh my God, I knew it. I said all along, this was a terrible idea for you to be Adam's therapist. You can't be objective. How could you do something so cruel?
Now, obviously, Chelsea isn't thinking clearly. This is not betrayal. Your man needs help.
You're jealous. Did he tell you that he begged me to take him back? Did he tell you that we plan on moving to be closer to Connor? You couldn't let that happen. You couldn't let us get close again, so you had to lock him up somewhere.
What? What does that mean? She makes no sense. Next, we're gonna head on over to the mental health facility. Adam is really in a bad way, and he is not accepting the fact that he's batshit crazy and needs help.
Why don't we begin?
Doctor, if you think that I'm gonna make it easy for you to declare that I belong in here, forget it.
Do the work, Adam. Shut your mouth and do the work. Next, we head on over to society. Kyle and Sally run into each other, and she goes, hey, I heard that JCV is getting a new head. Happen to know who it is? And of course, Kyle sees right through it because he knows.
I understand what it's like to be ambitious, looking for every angle you can use to your advantage.
Okay, let's stick a pin in Kyle's comment right now, and I'll tell you why this matters later on in the recap. Later, Sally and Theo meet up at Society to catch each other up on their quid pro quo agreement.
I asked you for a simple favor, to find out who Lauren wanted to put in charge of JCV so I could take him out of the running. But you went MIA.
Well, I've had a few other things on my plate.
So
Sally says, well, hey, that's not my problem. We had an arrangement and you haven't been picking up your calls. I don't understand. So Theo leans in and he says,
I need to know exactly what game we're playing here. I'm not making another move unless I know that there's something major in it for me.
I think this is the point where Sally realizes that Theo is not going to be of any benefit to her. I think she files it away for further reference that Theo can't be trusted.
Glad to see you out of that hospital bed, Chance.
Feeling stronger every day. Come on in.
Over at the Grand Phoenix, Ray pays a visit to Chance, who, surprise, surprise, seems to have made a full recovery.
The forensic results are in. The DNA from an earbud found at the shooting site matches the genetic material found on an earbud in Billy's briefcase.
The guy just got shot in his side 2 weeks ago, and now he's walking around like nothing happened.
I know how deep the Billy Adam hatred runs. If all you have is a couple of earbuds, that's not a case.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. You're absolutely right. They're gonna need more than earbuds to tie Billy to the shooting. He may have motive, but earbuds? Really? Is that all you got? Next, we head on over to the Abbott mansion where Billy drops in to visit his brother. He just comes right out and says this. He goes, hey, I didn't come by for a hang. I just came by to tell you that I'm the #1 suspect in the attempted shooting of Adam Newman.
What? I didn't do it. I'm innocent. I hope I don't even have to say that, but because Adam was the intended target.
You're the #1 suspect.
Yeah, which I understand, but this time it was one of Adam's many other enemies that pulled the trigger.
But I'm sure after he gets over the initial shock, he realizes that, you know what, this is just another day in being the brother of Billy Abbott, because there's always some drama. Over at Jabot, we see Summer contemplating the last year and a half, working side by side with her one true love that's extremely toxic, and she seems a little wistful.
What is this?
Summer Newman co-CEO Kyle. What is this?
Relax. I'm not getting it made tomorrow or anything, but it's what I see for us one day.
It's better for her to remember the bad times. That way she can get over this idea that she and Kyle are destined to be together. They're terrible for each other, and I will never stop saying that. Anyway, it looks like Summer has come to a decision. She is going to accept Lauren's offer to head up JCV no matter how poorly she dresses.
I am leaving Jabot to head up JCV.
Wow.
Auntie Jack is just over the moon with excitement because it's an amazing opportunity, as he keeps telling Summer.
I'm really gonna miss this place.
We just see Kyle like on the side of the room just looking at Summer with like these puppy dog eyes. I mean, he's acting as though she's going to a satellite office or something. Dude, she's gonna be right down the hall. You'll be fine. Later on, some processor walks into the office and says,
Sean Abbott Jr.?
Yes?
Kyle Abbott?
Yeah, that's me.
You've been served.
Theo is suing us for Dina's entire estate.
This is disgusting. It's an insult to Dina's memory.
Believe me, I'm angry about this.
could it be any more disgusting than digging up someone's grave? After Kyle leaves, Sally makes her move.
But there's something I want to tell you.
Okay.
It's about Theo.
What about Theo?
He's been trying to convince me to spy on you and your family, something to do in a lawsuit.
Good job, Sally, throwing Theo under the bus. That puts you in a great position where you seem like an ally to the Abbotts and you get maybe one smidgen closer to your goal. So now let's head on over to ChanceCom because Ray is not done with his questioning.
It has not crossed my mind for a second that Billy shot at Adam. He's the happiest he's been in a long time. He is enjoying his work here, and he's on great terms with Victoria, spends as much time as possible with his kids. So he's not obsessed with Adam Newman.
See, that's where you lose me. Because his actions tell a different story.
So your argument here is Billy is channeling his anger into his work, and he published an article about Adam instead of using a weapon. But a few weeks ago, when you were talking to Amanda, you said,
I made it very clear to Billy that when I came on board that I would not weaponize this company against the Newmans.
And then Amanda said,
And that's exactly what Victor's lawyer said that we were doing with that expose.
which you replied,
Right.
So you see what I'm trying to say here? Lily, don't fool yourself.
You know, two business partners that are also two people that are interested in something more than just a working relationship. I'm talking about, you know, like a date. Maybe even multiple dates. Dating as a concept, maybe. What do you say?
Do you notice that Lily didn't seem to be opposed to the fact that Billy wants to take her out on a date? But only a few months ago, in the context of Amanda and Billy having more than a working relationship, she sure had a lot to say.
I mean, there's a definite attraction there.
Okay.
It's very obvious. You know what? We actually haven't established an official employee dating policy. I should get Amanda on that.
Well, why would you waste your time?
Because, Billy, not only is Amanda our employee, but she's dating my cousin.
Now, I just wanted to remember that Lily said she wants the type of relationship that is on her terms. And one of the key words for that is
Simple, clean, and drama-free.
dating somebody who is a #1 suspect for murder is not drama-free.
How would you like to take Summer's job at Jabot?
Are you serious?
Take note of this. I think it's going to be quite interesting in terms of the dynamics installing Mariah at Jabot as head of marketing. If Sally plans to pull any tricks, Mariah is going to be all over her ass.
My father handed you a job at Jabot. You could have proven yourself and risen through the ranks just like me, but you blew it. That's the difference between the two of us.
This self-righteous behavior by Kyle is just absolutely beyond annoying to me. He loves to stand on his podium and talk about Theo this and Theo that. You always have an angle, and that's exactly how you started out when you came to town, bruh.
Don't pretend like you've never screwed up, okay? It's your last name and your money that just allowed you to avoid the consequences.
That's right, Theo. Tell him again.
You can't let him get to you because you are a million times the man that he is.
Thanks.
And I just don't understand the constant need by the women in Kyle's life to prop up his ego. He's a baby. He's a man baby. Wearing a suit instead of diapers. But he's crying the same. He's crying loud.